Hey listener, welcome back for another video on this channel. Today I want to talk about my whole FTMO journey and how I got from losing 7 challenges in a row to being almost maximum allocated at this point with my first scaled up account already and overall profitability with FTMO. This was not an easy journey, but in this video I will tell you my 5 most important points that made all the difference. So you can learn from my mistakes in the past and increase your chances to be profitable with prop firms, or in this case FTMO specifically. Especially the last point will surprise you for sure, because it made like the biggest difference and I didn't really have to do anything to accomplish this. So let's talk about these 5 points. And the first point is I only use proven strategies. As traders, we do not want to gamble. Trading is never a safe or secure way to make money, but it is also not gambling. So what we do have in our hands are the probabilities. And this is why it's important to use proven strategies that have a high probability to be profitable and a relatively lower probability to generate losses over a long period of time. There are never guarantees, but with proven strategies, I mean strategies that are tested over a long period of time. For example, for all of my strategies, I have long-term backtests that last for more than 10 years to ensure that there is a high probability that these strategies will also be profitable in the future. Also, all of my strategies are 100% rule-based. As I said, we do not want to gamble and we do not want to follow our emotions or feelings. Everything should be set in stone, and if you give your rule sets to someone else, he should be able to have the same outcome that you generate with this strategy. And if there is some kind of interpretation necessary to perform this strategy, then in my opinion it's usually not what we want. Also, I do not use high frequency trading strategies. I do not use any scalping strategies. This means that I also do not use strategies that have a close TP and or stop loss. It's actually kind of funny because instead of using close TPs and SLs, in most of my strategies I don't use a take profit at all. The trades are closed based on points in time throughout the day, and that is what led to this huge success for me and my FTMO trading. Let's get to the second point now. I only use tailor-made strategies. What does this mean? It means every broker is different and also every prop firm is different. Let's have a look at FTMO and compare it to some like regular brokers like IC Trading or IC Markets, for example, that I also use a lot. What I realized is that the spread, it can be very different. For example, with FTMO, in the morning, we have very high spreads for index CFDs. We're talking about US 30, we're talking about US Tech, we're talking about DE or Germany 40. These indices usually have a very high spread with FTMO in the morning hours. This is why some of my strategies are adapted or modified slightly for FTMO. Let me give you one practical example. With my go long strategy, I open trades every day at 1 o'clock in the morning in my regular live trading account with IC Trading. But with FTMO, the spread is super high, so it doesn't really make sense. So I adapted the strategy slightly, and in FTMO, for example, in some markets, I open the positions after 9 a.m., in other markets after 13 a.m. or 1 p.m. actually, and I only open the position if there's a new high on this specific day. So you can see these slight modifications make sure that all of my strategies are tailor-made for the broker, or in this case, the prop firm that I use. This helps you to prevent paying too many trading fees, because in the long run, trading fees can really make the difference between being profitable and being not profitable. And what we want to do as traders, we always want to trade the strategies, the setups that have the highest possibility to be profitable in the long run. The next point is risk and money management. This is point 3 on my list. And here we have to get a little bit into detail, because I am personally also using too much risk sometimes in my challenges. Do you know why? This is because I just figured out over the last few months that I can definitely make money with FTMO if I trade conservatively. So why would I risk too much now? The thing is, when I was trading conservatively, or like a real trader with a risk and money management in place, so I would only trade like with 0.5% risk per trade, this led to a very high success rate for passing FTMO prop firm challenges. The big downside of this is it took me a very long time. For some of my challenges, it took me 1 year until I passed the challenge and the verification. And theoretically, there's no problem with this. You can definitely wait 1 year until you pass the challenge, and I would encourage you to do so if you do not have a lot of money to buy multiple challenges simultaneously at the same time. Because just think about it. If you have a strategy that is profitable in the long run, it will just increase your chances of being profitable if you have a risk and money management in place. So if you cannot buy multiple challenges at the same time, then you should definitely use a proper risk and money management for your challenge and verification phase already. And here I would recommend what most people recommend: go with like 0.25% risk per trade. Depends a lot on your strategy, of course. If you use strategies that have a small PP and a high SL, then you probably fine also with up to 2% risk per trade. And this is what I started to do now. If you can purchase, let's say 2 or 3 100k challenges or 5 200k challenges at the same time, and it's not a problem for you, then it can make sense to risk a little bit more in the challenge phase. Right now, I'm risking up to 2% for my trades in my challenge phases, because this just helps me to pass the challenges quicker. Still, I expect my overall success rate for challenges to go down with this, because here I'm a little bit more gambling now, taking such a high risk for every single trade. Why am I still doing this? I still do this because if I can only pass 1 out of, let's say, 4 or 5 challenges, it should still be profitable in the long run if I then switch to conservative risk and money management once I have the funded account. So this is what I do now, and what many traders do that trade with prop firms for a long period of time and that generate profits with prop firms. They kinda take a little bit more risk in the challenge and verification phase just to get through it quickly, and then in the actual FTMO account, I would suggest taking a little bit lower risk, like 0.5, maybe 1%, depends on your strategy and your risk tolerance. Then you can up the risk a little bit to generate more profits. Then let's talk about point number 4. Point number 4 is what brings all of the previous points together, because at this point you were maybe wondering, how can I stick to my strategy perfectly every single day? How can I stick to my risk and money management? How can I use these tailor-made strategies and guarantee that they will always be executed perfectly? This is because I only use automated trading strategies. I'm a big fan of expert advisors for MetaTrader 5, and prop firms like FTMO, for example, they usually offer the MetaTrader 5. So your biggest chance, in my opinion, to make sure that all of these previous points are checked and that you do not get into trouble with like overtrading, mental instability, all of these negative side effects that trading can bring. The easiest way to surpass and go around all of these side effects is just automate your trading strategies. This is really like the biggest recommendation that I can make for trading in general. Do not be lazy, invest a couple of hours or days. Actually, it will take a good amount of time from you to learn how to code your own trading strategies, but it is definitely worth it. Have a look at automated trading. There are so many benefits. The programs will execute a trade perfectly. You will have these long-term back tests that will give you so much confidence. And also, trading with automated trading strategies, make sure that there's no emotional stress and you stick to your strategy perfectly. Most traders do not lose because they don't have a strategy that could be profitable. Most traders lose because they cannot stick to this strategy. So this is one of the most important points. And now let's get to point number 5. I told you in the beginning that this is something that I did not really influence, but point number 5 is I really became profitable with FTMO and had much more success when they took away the 30-day challenge period. Maybe you remember like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, there was this 30-day challenge rule where you only had 30 days to pass the challenge and the verification. It is kind of obvious why the prop firms had this rule. It increased the chances for the prop firm that the trader fails. And this is how the prop firm makes money. So back then it was kind of unfair. In my opinion, it decreased the chances for the traders a lot. But now this rule is gone. And ever since, my trading with prop firms is way more profitable, or profitable in the first place. So what does this teach us? It teaches us that now we have a very good foundation. We have a very good chance to actually make money with prop firms like FTMO. If you follow all of the points that I mentioned before, then I'm sure that you also have a high chance to be profitable with FTMO, because this is what made me profitable with FTMO. So if you want to learn more about this, you will find a lot of this of information about automated trading, like programming tutorials, even strategies that I use that you can then automate. You can even use my strategies if you feel comfortable with them. You find all of this on my channel. So make sure that you are not lazy. Invest the time to really learn programming. In my opinion, this is the thing that will increase your chances dramatically. Learn how to code, create your own strategies, test them for a long period of time. This will give you confidence, and also these strategies will be executed perfectly if you trade with automated trading strategies. Please do not be fooled by trading gurus on YouTube or on the internet in general that always say they pass challenges quickly, they make so much money with prop firms. I've done this. It is actually not that easy. You really need the strategies that are proven over a long period of time. You need the emotional stability to trade these strategies every single day, or you need expert advisors or automated programs that do the task for you, and then I'm sure you have a very good chance to be successful with FTMO. Do not be discouraged or do not lose hope if you lose a challenge. Just step one step back and invest the time to really do the research, and then take things slow. As I said before, if you do not have a lot of money to gamble, to buy a lot of challenges at the same time, just trade with a conservative risk and money management. We do not have this 30-day rule anymore. So this is pretty much the best time ever since to make money with prop firms. And yeah, if you're interested to learn more about this, follow this channel. I will document my journey even further, and leave a comment below this video if you need some help at some point, if you need a little hint, and I will try my best to assist you here in the comments. So this is it. Make sure to subscribe to not miss out the next video, and I will see you in this one if you wish. So have a great time and good trades. I'm out. Bye bye.